Good morning, everyone. I'm just here, just shooting the breeze early this morning. Haven't gone live in a while, so maybe people will see it. Maybe people will come in. We'll see what happens. I got some time this morning. My mother is off to dialysis, and it's just me. See if I can move this a little bit more. And that is it. Good morning, Lashes. How are you? I know you're probably up doing your morning walk or something. Hello, hello. Is that Chine Moss Farm? I don't have my glasses on, which I should. Hey, Mike, how you doing? So, I have so much to talk about. First of all, I want to talk about neighbors. So, let me tell you what's going on with my neighbors. Girl, you be getting your walk on. It has been raining and storming out here, Lashes. It finally stopped, so I'll probably check on my garden in a minute because in California, it's usually dry and it's good that we have water, but sometimes the water just comes down like buckets of rain, and then that may not be good for your garden. So I need to check it. Hey, Cassandra, how are you? Hey, Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike, I like Mike. He's always so supportive. Okay, let me tell you about my neighbor. So, me and my mom moved in this house in 2016, and I also got my tea here. And me and my neighbors, we're all the first owners of our house. No one has moved. And you guys have heard me talk about Marcos on my left side, and then I have a neighbor on my right side. He's African American. Marcos is Hispanic. Love Marcos. Love Marcos. And then I have another Hispanic neighbor across the street. He's cool too. All my neighbors are pretty cool. They see me. They ask how I'm doing. They were all here when my mother had her heart attack back in 2018. So yesterday, like I said, it was raining hard. And so I hear the black neighbor pulling in his trash can. I'm about to get to him in a minute. So I was like, oh, it stopped raining. So yesterday it would rain, like it would pour like buckets, buckets, buckets of rain. And then it would just stop. So I was working from home. And when it stopped, I was like, okay, let me go pull in my trash can. I go out there, it's Marcos. And then we had high winds yesterday. And I said, Marcos, what you doing with my trash can? And he was like, oh, your trash can, the wind had blew it almost into my cars that's sitting out on the street. And I was like, oh, thank you, Marcos. And Marcos is a handyman. And so one of my employees actually lives nearby. And she's like, Precious, do you know a handyman? I'm like, yeah, he lives right next door. And she had a dog that she was fostering that chewed out all this drywall, chewed up a door. So Marcos said, oh, I went and helped your friend. And I was like, oh, thank you, Marcos. Now, I'm telling you how nice Marcos is so I can get to the other neighbor on the other side. So, like I said, we've all been living here since 2016. And this dude used to be a cool dude. We love his wife. His wife is like fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. And so he would take out our trashes. When my mother had the heart attack, he said, Precious, call me. I'll help you bring your mom in the house. I said, thank you so much. So we did. It was very helpful and everything. And he would take out his trash. And his wife was like, you take out their trash. Women shouldn't take out their trash. And we would tell him, we understand what she's saying, but we also know that this is our house. If you're tired of taking out the trash, just let us know. Just let us know. You don't have to keep taking out the trash. And we would tell him that all the time. So I don't know if I told this story before, but one day I was coming home from work and my mom was like, Precious, I text such and such and to tell him the gate is unlocked, he can come get the trash. And he didn't respond. And I said, well, maybe he's just, busy. They get busy. And so my mom texted them again, didn't respond. So I said, Mama, don't worry about it. It's our trash. I'll take it off. I said maybe he's not feeling well. I said because there's been times that he hasn't been feeling well, and he'll text us, you know what, I'm sick, I got the cocoa, whatever. I was like, I understand. I was like, it's no problem. Didn't take out the trash. I took out the trash, came home, brought in the trash. I have been taking out our trash and bringing in the trash cans for like, I'm going to say it's almost a year now. This dude has acted like we did something awful to him, like we killed his dog or something like that. So my mom texted me she was leaving, and he'll sit out there like Johnny Bench in his truck because he's leaving at the same time as her sitting there. Like, can she see me? My mom was like, sometimes she used the N word. She was like, this N is so stupid. She was like, he's the dumbest person in the world. And he acts like that we were coming over and bothering him. We don't ask you for anything. So back to my neighbor Marcos, I had bought some handles for our cabinets because we needed handles for our cabinetry. And Marcos, we'd be like, Marcos, can you put it in? We'll pay you. We always offer to pay. We're like, we need to pay you because you're doing us a big service. He's fixed my mom's closets because my mother has too many clothes. And he came over, he fixed the racks and stuff. He's like, look, this don't break. He's like hanging on it. And we are like, thank you, Marcos. And he was like, no, don't take your money. He was like, no, you're gonna take this money because um, you just helped us out. So one day he was over here, he was putting in the handles in on our drawers and our cabinets. And my mother was at the front door talking to Marcos, and she said the neighbor next door just gave her like this nasty look, like, oh, you guys just want stuff for free kind of thing. And I'm like, we not asking Billy Idol. Oh, okay, let me turn the TV off because the TV's on. Sorry. Looking at us like we want stuff for free. And I'm like, we not asking nothing for free. When I know that Marcos loves eggplants. I grow my eggplants in the summer. I give him all kind of eggplants and tomatoes and cucumbers and all kind of stuff. Marcos is a stand-up guy. He was the one who put my cattle panel arches in and everything. Hi, Nikki. How you doing? It's good to see you. So, this man just acts like me and my mom just did. He give us the dirtiest looks. And I was just like, oh, I was like, here we go. So instead of him being an adult and just saying, hey, I'm kind of tired of taking out your trash cans, he's decided that we are now the enemy. We are now an enemy of the state, and he won't even look at us, which we don't care. I mean, our life was going on before we met him, and it's going to continue to go on. I'm like, dude, we're not asking you to do anything for us. Your wife was the one who made you keep taking out our trash cans. And now you acting like we the enemy of the state. Like we just want something for you. Come on, dude. Come on. Suck it up. Be a man. Get over yourself. I just can't. I just can't. I just like, oh my God. And then like if I come home and I see him, he'll sit in his truck looking like Johnny Bench. Like, can't you see me? Yes, I can see you. You are a big black man. I can see you. Go in your house. No one cares. Get over yourself. That's right. Suck it up, Buttercup. Ain't nobody finna ask you to do nothing. Nobody's finna ask you to do anything. And he's the type of man. Okay, so I'm gonna give you an example of kind of person he is. So my mother had threw out a whole bunch of boxes on the side of the house, and this is when he was taking out our trash. And so my mom's like, I was wondering if you could take down the boxes because Precious hasn't had a lot of time. And so, mind you, he's a landscaper. He does landscaping for a living. I've never asked him to do anything for me. Oh, okay. Let me take that back. I asked him to take me because I didn't have an SUV at the time. I didn't have my mom's car to take me to go get the cattle panel from Tractor Supply, which was around the corner. He didn't even know the Tractor Supply was there. He was like, okay. And I'm just like, oh my God, huffing and puffing. I was like, I will never ask this person to do anything for me again. And I was trying to help him bring in the cattle panel and stuff. So when we got to the Tractor Supply, he's like, I didn't know this was here. And I was like, just looking at him. And he was like, oh, they have those, those lawnmowers that you sit and you drive. They have those here. And I'm like, yeah, they have these here. I'm like, do you not travel around your cities to see, what's in the city? Yes, it's a Tractor Supply right here. And they have the driving lawnmowers. But that man just huffed and puffed and huffed. So back to the example. So my mother had threw out these boxes. I didn't have time to break them down. So she was like, people like that, you hate to ever need them for anything. Exactly. I'm not going to need you for nothing. So my mom asked him to break down the boxes. You know what this fool said? This fool said, oh, because my mom was like, it might be some ants on the boxes. He was like, oh, I can't break down the boxes because I'm allergic to ants. You are a landscaper. You touch ants in everything all day long. But all of a sudden, my mom asked you to break down the boxes and you allergic to ants. All right. You are allergic to ants. Okay, fool. Man, if you don't take your ant medicine and get to breaking boxes. Sorry, early in the morning I get. He said it's allergic to ants. I told my mom, I said, don't you ever in your life ask him to break down anything. My mother is the type of person that she wants stuff done when she wants stuff. And I told her, I said, you have to put on your patience hat and wait till I get home. I said, don't ever ask him for nothing else ever in your life. I said, don't ask him anything. And I mean it. Haven't asked him for nothing. Then when he did that, I was like, man, like we'll go outside, like we get packages delivered, and it'd be big packages, and my mom be like, I didn't want to try to touch it because it was kind of big. So I got me a trolley from Amazon. Be like, oh, it's too big for me. I go unfold my trolley, get that box, bring it in the house. I'm not trying to say I'm the kind of person, oh, mighty woman, hear me roar. I'm like the broad burning woman, because I'm the kind of person, if I see a man that's going to be like, hey, dude, can you help me bring this in the house? Or can you, help me if they my neighbor? But don't just assume that because me and my mom are single women, we finna come get you and we hopeless and we need your help. You said I need a patience hat. Nikki, you do have a patience hat. You have a lot going on. You breeding dogs. You have your kids. You have it going on. You have it. My mom, like yesterday, I was working from home and I heard the rain stop, but I work with contracts, so I was in the middle of like thought doing something. She was like, you gonna bring the trash cans? I was like, can you give me a minute? Like I am not Wonder Woman. I cannot, with my lasso of truth, I cannot do everything at when you want it. So I was about to get up, bring out the trash. Guess what? The rain started again. I was like, see, that's why I was sitting there. That's why I was sitting right there. Because the rain just said, psh, just started coming down. So yeah. So we know who to call on if something is needed and it's not that fool next door. His wife is an RN. She's like almost like a physician's assistant. So after my mom had her heart attack, her blood pressure has shot up again. And I was like, hey, can you come over here? She came right over here. and had to take my mom to emergency. And she was like, "You want me to come with you?" I was like, "Yes, please." And so when we got there, she was there for a little while. Here he go texting, "When you coming home?" I was like, "My God, like what is wrong with this man? You saw the ambulance come pick up my mom. You know your wife is a medical professional. She's doing her due diligence. What is your drama?" And I said, "You know what, girl, just go on. I don't have a husband. I don't understand the dynamics of a marriage. But I would think him being our neighbor and he knows my mom's medical condition and he was there when I brought my mom home after they had slit open her chest and did a triple bypass on her, that he would be have some empathy, knowing like, okay, this could be serious. My mother's blood pressure was like 200 over something. And let your wife at least take the time and make sure that the medical professionals at the hospital were doing their due diligence, because that's why she was there. I used to be a psych tech student years ago, so there are some things that I know, but that was like 20, 30 years ago. It's nice to know that you have a medical professional there. I have a cousin that's a doctor, but she lives way in Long Beach, California. I have medical professionals around me and they're willing to help. Hey, please help me. So he is just a weird fella. Don't know what's wrong with him, but he needs to get his life. And I don't get it. But yeah. So I know if there's an emergency, do not go there. Go to Marcos. And Marcos he's just always helpful. Like I was changing the license plate covers on for my license plates on my car. I didn't even see Marcos standing there, and he was standing there like this, looking at me. He's like, "You doing it wrong. Let me do it." And I'm like, "Here you go, pal." In my 20s, I'd have been like, "No, no, no, I can do it." Now, if a man said, I'd be like, "Yeah, come on over here and help." I'm a master gardener, and I was at he sounds like my estranged husband. Girl, you mean the crazy one next door that's talking about he allergic to ants, even though he a landscaper, Cassandra? Mm-hmm. That's why he's your estranged husband, because your estranged husband is allergic to ants. It can't break down boxes. Oh, look. One of these days, he will need you and your mom, and he will eat his words and actions. Yep. One day, I was in the shower, and mom came running in here. "Precious, the ambulance is over there." And I was like, it got to be him. And it was him, because he's overweight. Because my mom used to cook for him. Be like, "I got you some greens," because he's from the South. And my mother learned how to cook from her grandmother straight out of Monroe, Louisiana. So we cook like we from the South. She said, "Yes, that's the reason." And so, and my mother be like, "You got to share your food." Do he share the food? No, he wouldn't share the food. So he's overweight. And uh, I'm so tired. It's like, man, we are all tired. Okay, sit down, take a break, and then get back to it. Okay, we all getting older. We are all tired. You are not the only person that is tired of working. Mike, suck it up, Mister. I'm allergic to ants. And he just be sitting there like, are they gonna say something to me? It's been a year. We not saying nothing to you. We not worried about you. Just go. We don't care about you. Just just go. Just go away. So yeah, that is my neighbor story. My neighbor story for today. I just well Nikki said I'm allergic to jerks. Yes. Yes, I am allergic to jerks. Oh my God. I just can't. She said, "Me too, Nikki. Amen. I am allergic to jerks." So I have been trying to catch up on everybody's videos. I've had a lot going on at work. Just usually, I'll say from like Thanksgiving to the end of the year, because I'm a purchasing manager, it's usually really slow. Really, really slow. My some of my employees were there, but basically everybody was gone. It was just me. And that's usually a time for purchasing to like shore up contracts and stuff like that. Man, it was the busiest holiday season I have ever had. I had to put out a bid, a major bid for the city I work for. It was just like crazy, crazy ridiculous. So I get back and I'm on a Zoom call and this and this director was like, "So have you gotten those contracts done?" No. No, I ain't got them done. I've been working like a dirty dog all holiday season. All holiday season. I have only days I enjoyed off were the actual holiday, and I don't even celebrate holidays. It's been a mess, but I'm like, I'm gonna get it done. Cassandra and Nikki is cracking me up. I'm like, but I'm gonna get it done, bro. I'm gonna get it done. So I'm actually going to a business conference, flying out this weekend. I'm so happy to go to this conference. So, but I will probably, because I'm a manager, I'm gonna bring my computer with me and I'm gonna be working. And it's a whole week long, and the whole city is like, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do?" I don't know what you're gonna do. So I started working for this city just over a year and a half ago, and they brought me in to organize stuff and to get this department going. And it's been a year and a half. I had an employee that was kind of sabotaging stuff for a year and a half because they were used to things being the way they were, but fortunately the city wasn't compliant. So that person decided to leave, to separate themselves, and I was like, bye, because I'm all about being positive and moving forward. Um, I think that's part of the reason why I had gained weight, why my blood pressure had gone up. I have never had high blood pressure in my life. And so now I'm working down to get everything together. In fact, I had lost weight and I had kept my weight off for about 3 or 4 years. And then I get here and boom, thought I had it under control. So it's just me figuring out how to relieve my stress instead of scarfing food down, um, and get it together. So I started taking, and I don't want to be on the trifecta of pills, which is heart medicine for high blood pressure, cholesterol, and I think it's diabetes. Those three. That's called one of my nursing friends said that's a triangle of death. Once you start taking that Western medicine for that triangle of death, it's hard to get off. So I immediately thank you, diabetes. I started taking fish oil pills, cinnamon pills, because cinnamon pills are good to control your blood sugar levels. Um, CoQ10, which I did not know was good for your heart, B3, vitamin C, and tell you the truth, the vitamins more expensive than the Western made medicine. But you know what? I can stop taking the vitamins if I exercise and get everything down. I can stop taking vitamins. Once you start getting on those pills, it's really hard to get off those pills. So the first week I was tackling it, exercising. I got my blood pressure down. Take bitter melon. I will. I will try bitter melon. Thank you. Thanks, Mike. Red fruits and vegetables are good for the heart. Yes. And I got some beets in there that I'm going to eat. Cinnamon is also it's fulfilling after eating. Work stress is the leading yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is the leading cause. So, let me see. Okay. So, yeah, I have a cousin who, like I said, who's a doctor, and she does like um presentations and stuff. Cinnamon and turmeric, anti-inflammatory. Yes, that's what I need to get is some turmeric. but she does presentations. And few years ago, she did a presentation on with I think an African American Chamber of Commerce or something. If I could find a video, I'm going to share it on YouTube because it's such a good video. And she's discussing my aunt, her mother, who passed away at I think in her mid 40s. I think my aunt passed away. Unfortunately, my uncle, who was my mom's brother, was very abusive. Her mother had her at 14 or 15, and my uncle was like 17 or 18, and my grandmother was like, "You got her pregnant, you gonna marry her." Beautiful woman, and stress can do so much damage. Yes, woosah, woosah, and I gotta find that video, but and share it. But it was such an excellent presentation. And one thing she mentioned, she said, we're all under stress. She has a husband and 2 kids. We all deal with stress, but we have to learn positive outlets for our stress. And so one of the things I started doing was gardening. Yes, girl, my home is my kingdom. It's my peace. Nikki said peace is important. Peace is very important. And so this video, she stressed, you got to find positive ways in order to deal with your stress. My mother's positive way is shopping. It can be kind of, you know, bad because she spends a lot of money. But mine is the garden. My mother always tell me, you need to go get your nails done. Well, for me, I go get my facials once a month. I got my hair cut, so I go get my hair cut. I go get acupuncture, and I go get feet detox. We have to learn how to manage stress. Yes, yes. I drink chamomile tea. Chamomile tea all the time. Probably a little bit too much water and chamomile tea. And I have not been able to get into my garden because it's been pouring down rain. In fact, it's muddy. I'm going to probably take my vertical gardens and put them back out because it's supposed to start raining again around Monday, Tuesday. And then maybe sometime today and tomorrow I'll be able to get out there and check on my garden because too much water, can rot out your plants too. But my gardening is my meditation. It's my stress reliever. I can be out there in an hour and just feel relieved and revived. Let's see. My husband says I have an awesome gift of ignoring people. You can be in the same room with me and not be in the same room with me. You know what? I'm good at that. I'm a loner. I am a loner. I do have friends, but uh, I'm okay with being by myself. I was a child that can be at home and everybody outside playing and reading a book. I love reading. I have a whole bunch of books sitting right here on the end of my bed on the footboard or whatever, waiting for me to read. And I'm going to take one of those 2 books on a plane ride. My plane ride is only an hour, like an hour and 15 minutes. I'm just going up to Northern California. But I'm going to sit there and my employee's going to be trying to talk to me. And I'll be like, girl, I'm reading. It's sometimes I ignore my mom. I hate to say it. Like she'll be saying something and I just pretend like I can't hear. And then I'll be like, oh, you know what, mom, maybe something wrong with my hearing. Maybe I need to go give you a hearing aid like you. I'll be like, She'd be talking. I'll just be like, okay. Yes, the garden is my safety. I've had to learn how to cut down on shopping for the garden because I could get all my seeds and stuff. In fact, now that I think about it, I need to call the nursery because I told them to call me when persimmon trees come in. So I need to go pick up some persimmon trees and see if they're in. But that people don't understand how meditated the gardening is, putting your hands in the soil. It just relieves so much. Now, gardening is not for everybody. It is for me. Mars Dang autocorrect. Mars. Let me see. Cinnamon and turmeric antifreeze. I don't understand what you're saying, but it's kind of funny, Mike. Mars. Dang autocorrect. Okay. But yeah, I love my garden. I love my garden. And I think my mom thought that this was just gonna be like a little hobby. I was gonna get over it. Nope. Nope. Been doing this since 2019. Yes, you have to have your me time. You have to have your me time. Even at work, and this is something I haven't been doing, but I'm gonna get back to it. It said Mark's trip. I typed Mark's. Oh, okay. Okay. Um, what I used to do at work is I would turn off the lights in my office and I would actually turn on YouTube, especially like on Monday. Callie Kim goes live and I would watch her, or I would turn on something on Netflix, or I would turn on Pandora, and I would just lay my head back and I would just veg out, just sit there and just relax and get everything off. And I have a sign on my door that says lunch because number one, in general, lunchtime is around 12 o'clock. So one day I had marked on my thing, I'm at lunch, like don't bother me. And this guy comes knocking at my door. Now I call him like little brother because he's younger than me. He comes knocking. And I'm just sitting there, I'm just ignoring. And then he knocks again and I'm like, I'm at lunch. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. So then when lunch is over, I walked over to him. His name is Corey. I said, Corey, did you not see my sign on the door? And he hangs his head in shame. Yes, I'm sorry. I said, that's right. You hang your head in shame. I said, I was at lunch. I got to have my quiet time. I do not want to be bothered at lunch. And I'm trying to get my boss to take lunch. Remember that old movie where the guy's alone in a garden spaceship? Be heaven to me. Oh yes. The garden is just heaven. The garden is heaven. It really is. I don't think people understand. The people that tell you, I have a lot of people tell me, "Oh, I have a black thumb." I used to think I had a black thumb too. I don't have a black thumb. What I need is patience and learn how to slow down. I was raised in LA where everything is fast paced and moving, and I just thought that was the life. For many years, I was trying to get back to move to LA and it just never happened. And now that I'm older, I appreciate so much that I no longer live in LA. I'll go visit when I need to. I'll go visit my people. I am okay with not being there. And you said, okay, my wife can be with me. Well, if Nikki's husband is with her in the garden, she probably be ignoring him because she probably need her me time. Sometimes I'll be in the garden and my mom be like, oh, while you in the garden, I'm going to get on the computer and do this. And I'll be like, please don't do that. Because when my mother gets on the computer, she interrupts me 1,200 times. Precious, this is not working. This is not working. I'm like, this is my me time. So I tell her, do not get on the computer when I'm in the garden. Wait till I come in the house and my brain is right to deal with your issues. Because when my mother has a problem, I hate to say it, it becomes my issue. I can't do this. I need this. And I'll be like, can you wait a minute? Yeah, I can wait, but she'll keep on talking about it until I get to it. So I have to stop what I'm doing to help her. So I'm like, when I'm in the garden, either cook or just sit and watch TV. Don't get on the computer. Don't do anything that needs my assistance. Because then she's asking me, how come the green leaves aren't big? Well, if you would have let me go fertilize the garden, maybe the collard green leaves will be bigger. If you didn't decide you was gonna get on the computer and do some letter writing or whatever you was gonna do. So yeah, the garden is definitely my peaceful place, my peaceful place to be. I'm a master gardener. I'm a certified master gardener. Oh, she's laughing. I'm a certified master gardener, and I actually need to be doing more community service. I need to go online and do more community service I like to sit at the booths at the farmers market and meet people, especially out in the desert. The desert has a lot of hilarious people that come up to you. So it's me and this one guy named Roger, and Roger's part of the LGBTQ community, and I had two uncles that were gay. I just love gay men. They just attract to me. Have lots of gay friends. I love them. And we sit there and I'll be like, Roger, and I'll be asking questions. And he's like, Precious, I really don't have that good of a gaydar. And I'm like, are they gay? Are they gay? I'm like, they look like they're a couple. There was this one couple, it was a really old guy and a really young guy. And I'm like, and he was like, I think they're a couple, Precious. His gaydar was off too. I don't know, but we just sit there and we people watch, and then people come up to us and ask questions about the garden. And I just love anything about gardening. And it's also time, I love my mom, but it's also time away from my mom because she doesn't want to go to that stuff with me. So I just get to relax, and I'll do 5 or 6 hours and I'm good. We do library community service. At my local library here, we had a whole class on about trees, what to look for, how to plant them, all kind of stuff. So I'm just really into my gardening space. I put my fresh honey and lemon in this tea. It's so good. So good. So what have you guys been up to? So the chat, I put it for 2 seconds. So if it's taking too long, like if you're typing, I put it on 2 seconds because sometimes the chat could be keep going too fast, and I don't stream a lot. I don't go live a lot. So yeah. So I don't have really much to talk about. I just want to see how everybody else is doing. I know Lashes was walking, and I know Nikki is probably, I don't know how your weather is out there where you are, Nikki, if it's still snowing or what's going on. But out here, the rain just finally kind of stopped. And so I got a day or two to get some stuff together. And I don't like driving in the rain. So me and my employees worked from home yesterday. In fact, I went up to my boss on, let me see, on Wednesday. I didn't ask her. I told her, I said, hey, just to let you know, I've told my team we can work from home. And she's like, no problem. Not that I tell my boss what to do, but it's how you say it. I was like, yeah, we're going to work from home tomorrow because it's supposed to be storming. And I have high anxiety driving in heavy rain. So this started, I'm going to say 7 to 8 years ago, right before, I don't know, I'll say 7 years ago, right when we moved here. I'm healing. I'm heading to bed on time for once. Hopefully, get a break from shoveling snow. I don't have my glasses on. I'm hurting. Oh, I get it. You said you're hurting. I know you would be hurting shoveling all that snow, Mike. That's why I live in California, but it snows where I live in California. Go figure. But what was I saying? Oh, working from home and anxiety and heavy rain. So I was leaving here one morning and it was heavy, heavy rain. And I was on the freeway. It wasn't hard. It was some cars, but it seemed like I saw 4 or 5 accidents on the way there. And I was on my way to the train station. And by the time I got there, my hands were shaking on the wheel like this. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure you have flash floods in other states, wherever you are. If you are in the middle of a flash flood, it's like all of a sudden it'll be raining and it'll be tons or buckets of water that just come down and flood. Let me see. Oh, she deleted her message. Sorry, Cassandra. And it will just flood. So I'm going down the freeway and I see an accident. And then I merge on, because I live by the 10 freeway in the pass area. And so I'm going down the 10 freeway and then I go on to the 210 because I'm going to the San Bernardino train station at this time. And then it starts to flash flood near the exit I used to live off of on the 210. And so when it's heavy like that, I just immediately I put on my hazard lights. And I think that's a good thing to do. If you don't know, if you're feeling uncomfortable or heavy rain, there's been times where all of a sudden traffic is stopped because of an accident. I turn on my hazard lights, and that lets people know, oh, caution, something's going on. Let me slow down. And it has worked every time. And so I turn on my hazard lights, and all of a sudden I see car lights just start spinning, and I heard in a crash. I was like, oh my God, because the flash flood is just happening. And so when I turn on my hazards, everybody slowed down, like, wow, what's going on? So then I just continue with my hazards. And at this point, I'm about to start merging on to the 215 where the train station is. I am working at home, getting ready for a meeting in a few minutes. Can't wait until I retire in about 3 years. Amen. I got longer than you. I probably got about 10, but I'm ready too. So as I'm merging on to the 215, another car is already spun out and turned around looking in the opposite direction. By the time I got to the train station, I was like this. I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And so the security guard who knew me at the train station saw me. He was like, you okay? I said, my anxiety level was high. I just saw a whole bunch of accidents. He said, Precious, just miss this train and catch the next one. He said, just catch the next train. And ever since then, if I have to drive in heavy rain, I drive the streets. I already knew how to catch the streets from where I live to LA. It probably take me 2 hours, but I know how to catch the streets. And I'm okay with driving on the freeway. But in heavy rain in California, I can't. People act like the rain is not there. The rain is there. And because we're always in drought mode and accidents happen over the summer and things happen, what happens is oil and all kind of debris and everything builds up on the highway. You can't see it, but it's there. Okay, I'm off. It was great to catch up with you. You too, Mike. Have a great day. Stay safe. Get you some rest, please. So what happens is when the rain comes, it lifts up all that oil and stuff off the ground. It lifts it up. And so you're just you're just a glutton for punishment. You're just like a hydroplane in food out there. So you have to be careful. But people out here, well, I'm going to say the younger generation. I'm not going to say my generation and older. They just be flying down the street like ain't nothing going on. And then they run into something. They like, what happened? I was just driving my car. Yeah, fool, you was driving and you hydroplaned. And it only take this much water to hydroplane. And you hit that pole because you're stupid. They hydroplane when it's dry weather. They they just don't know how to drive. So I said to my boss, we're working from home yesterday, and we just went ahead and worked from home. And my employees text me. They was like, "Thank you so much for allowing us to work from home." And I told them, I said, "What good are my employees gonna be to me if I'm making you come to work? What good is just work from home? It makes no sense. Work from home, get what you can do, get ready for your doctor's appointment, go to your doctor's appointment. My employees here and there micromanaging, I don't have time. I became a manager. I'm not gonna do that. And I still have friends that work for my old employer. Those managers need to retire. I'm not. I don't have any kids. Sick time. You need to. What are you doing? What do you? No, I want you to be free. If your employees are happy over my employees, so they were like, I've never had a boss that just said to work, I'm gonna be in trouble. And I got 3 new employees, and I was like, okay. I'm just happy you got to work safely. I don't want you straight, and I'm sitting at home. That's not fair. It doesn't make any sense. Loves retirement. She's been retired for now. Do you not know yourself in this car? We gotta go. And I'm like, there is no Olive Garden in our town. Well, we can just drive. Working, I'm not off today. Yeah, she has no clue. You're gonna love it. You're not gonna be. My mother had PTSD for a little while. And then you just gonna ease right into retirement. And then you're not gonna have no clue. You're gonna forget doing this in her sitting room. I cannot wait to be like her. I actually want to be like Miss T-Nog. Come on. That's what I'm looking for. Job, I'll body everything. These procedures, doing other stuff. I want to teach you everything I know. Here you go. Retire, this department still gotta run. It's still gotta run to keep running. I want this steps, I train them and do everything. But retirement, it's not quite staring me down yet. 8 to 10 years before I retire. So 3 years is going to feel like 3 minutes for get to retirement, my friend. My career is going to be gardening. It's going to be gardening. Nikki, today's Friday. Are you doing a live today? I think if you're doing a live, I may be able to join your live today. This is the first time I've had any time to just kind of relax and chill. I think I missed you guys live on Wednesday, you and Stacy's live. I missed T-Nog's live on a lot of lives because I've been trying to get a lot of stuff together. I come home, shower, go to sleep, get up, work, try to get something done in my yard, come home, shower, go to sleep. So I think either you do lives on Friday or Saturday. I don't remember the day you do your lives. I think it's called the chat or something like that. But let me know if you're still in here. It doesn't look like that many people are still in here. They're probably tired of me rambling on. I also just did a recall video. I haven't done a recall video in a while, and there hasn't been any recalls. I went online. There was only one at the end of December. The chat show is on Saturday with Hands in the Dirt at 7 p.m. Okay. So hopefully I will be where I am on Saturday and I could catch you guys. So that'll be good. Join the chat. Maybe I'll try to pop in on the StreamYard with you guys and have some fun. You and Stacy are the best. German Shepherd, but my mother won't allow it. I should be able to have any dog I want. Yeah. So while I'm gone, it's supposed to rain. They will not water the garden. I'm like, you're welcome, Nikki. I'll get out. But so you're not breeding anymore? We kept good puppies, but then they grow up to be dogs. Kind of Triple Threat he took one of your puppies? Triple Threat has one of your puppies? Oh, Bulldog. I said, number one, everybody wants to steal those. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. Because they're lazy to get pregnant. Cute. How many, you guys had 8 puppies? I think. Oh my goodness. Wow. It off. I'm preparing for a job interview at 11:50. So if you have any questions for me, ask me anything you in here. Because everybody left. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get off. I just have to tell you the story about my neighbor. He's a special kind of jerk, I tell you. And I just posted a recall video, so please go ahead and check that out. And also go ahead and check out the chat show with the everyday life of an OC dish chick and Hands in the Dirt at 7 p.m. on Saturday, you guys. Check them out. So I'm going to go ahead and go. I hope you guys. 8 puppies. Oh, my God. 8 puppies. So you guys go ahead and try to enjoy your day, whatever's going on in your communities, and stay safe. And like I always say, find peace within yourself. Please be peaceable with everyone else. I love you all. Have a wonderful Friday.